Welcome to the Explainer, everyone. Today, we're talking about creating a literal gravity-defying machine. Look, hard enduro is an absolute torture test for machinery. Taking a stock dirt bike right off the showroom floor? Yeah, that's simply not going to survive the sheer punishment of rock gardens, vertical climbs, and the constant bike flipping that just comes with the territory. Factory settings are, frankly, going to leave you stranded on the side of a mountain with a broken bike and a very long, very miserable hike home in stiff motocross boots. Okay, let's dive into this. What exactly takes a bike from your standard weekend cruiser to an unstoppable cliff-scaling monster? Well, today we are engineering a beast designed specifically to conquer boulders, steep hills, and slick routes. We're looking at the specific, trail-tested custom upgrades that transform a standard off-road motorcycle into a highly specialized, absolutely bulletproof hard enduro weapon. Here's the blueprint for this explainer. Over the next few minutes, we're going to methodically break this motorcycle down into its basic anatomy. First, the hard enduro formula, basically getting the skeleton right. Second, indestructible armor and protection. Third, tuning the monster's heart. Fourth, suspension for brutal terrain. And finally, the ultimate traction systems. So, let's kick things off with Section 1, the hard enduro formula. You know, the chronological start of any serious monster build actually begins by going backward. Take the Hard Enduro Burrows 2025 KTM 300 XCW project, for example. They literally stripped a brand new bike down to its bare bones before it ever saw a speck of dirt. Why? Because factory lubrication is often totally inadequate for this level of extreme abuse. So the crucial first phase is disassembling the bike right down to the frame to pack the headset and linkage bearings with maximum waterproof grease. And then you have to apply anti-seize to the chain adjustables. Honestly, if you skip this step, those bolts are going to gall and completely seize up after hours of water and mud, which turns a quick trailside chain adjustment into a total nightmare. Moving on to our next critical phase, Section 2, Indestructible Armor and Protection. You absolutely must arm the beast properly, because stock plastics simply will not survive the inevitable rock gardens. In hard enduro, you aren't just riding. You're dragging, dropping, and, let's face it, flipping the bike. Let's compare your foundational armor here. Skid plates. Traditional aluminum plates give you maximum protection against massive hits, and they're incredibly durable, sure. But they're heavy, they're noisy, and they tend to gouge into obstacles. On the flip side, plastic or high-density polyethylene skid plates, specifically the bent UHW slide plates like the ones from SXS, well, they flex on impact. And crucially, they allow you to effortlessly slide right over logs and rocks rather than catching on them and throwing all your weight forward. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is exactly how these materials stack up in this hard glide data matrix. While that HDPE plastic gives you that lightweight, super quiet slideability that's just perfect for hard enduro, take a look at the heat dissipation factor. It actually sacrifices some cooling efficiency compared to aluminum. It's definitely a trade-off, but for extreme technical riding, sliding smoothly over a log almost always beats having a slightly cooler engine case. Beyond the skid plate, your monster needs a few other essential armor components. Take the SXS UHMW flag-style handguards, for instance. Now, why flag style? Well, full-wrap metal handguards can actually make the handlebars feel way too rigid on big impacts. Flag style gives you that forgiving bar flex while still protecting your hands. And those Bulletproof Designs radiator and TBI covers, absolutely non-negotiable. Seriously, one sharp rock to the throttle body or your radiator, and your day on the mountain is instantly over, leaving you with a very long walk and a massive repair bill. Now that the skeleton is armored up, let's move right into Section 3. Tuning the monster's heart. So this is all about the heart and lungs of the machine. The goal here is to extract maximum horsepower for those big hill climbs, but without losing that crucial low-end luggability you desperately need to haul heavy gear up remote near-vertical rock faces. This breakdown from Enduro Wow shows the fueling options to achieve exactly that. Carburetors are super simple, but, they can flood when the bike is upside down, which happens a lot. TBI is ultra smooth, gets great fuel range. But the modern TBI, or throttle body injection, gives you this incredibly crisp, carb-like hit with auto-compensating altitude adjustment. When you take a TBI motor and upgrade it with a TSP high compression head and a remapped ECU, you get the absolute ultimate in adaptable power. It gives you both a smooth crawl and explosive hill climbing horsepower on demand. And this brilliantly illustrates one of the best-kept secrets in engine tuning, the flywheel weight effect. There's this persistent myth out there that heavy flywheels steal horsepower. Honestly, not true. Data from Steely Off-Road proves that a heavier flywheel actually just slows down the engine's RPM build.
It tames those explosive power bursts and vastly increases your traction in slick terrain. And it does it without sacrificing a single drop of horsepower or torque. It literally turns a wild stallion into a sure-footed mountain goat.
Now, pushing that much power at walking speeds creates a massive amount of heat. As Meg's Brat notes here, the bike will run cooler overall without the thermostat. It just allows for better flow of the coolant. A thermostat delete paired with durable Moto-Hose silicone hoses and a hardwired Tusk radiator fan is basically mandatory. You're barely moving while revving the engine super hard, right? So without these upgrades, your monster is simply going to boil over and overheat on a steep incline. All right, let's talk about the legs of the beast in Section 4. Suspension for brutal terrain. The thing is, factory suspension settings are designed for general off-road or motocross riding. They are totally inadequate for the slow-speed, jagged rock impacts and those sudden, brutal G-outs you get in hard Enduro. To fix this, specialized profiles like the Cirrus Hard Enduro Tune or a WP6500 Cartridge Kit completely change the damping curve. They provide an incredibly plush, super soft response for the first few inches of travel, so the bike just absorbs boulders instead of violently deflecting off them. But, and this is key, they pair that with a high-speed damping catch to hold the bike up at the very bottom of the stroke for those massive, single impacts, like dropping off a sharp rock ledge. Now, the suspension connects to the ground, but you connect to the bike through the cockpit controls. These upgrades are vital. You've got the ultra-smooth ZRT internal bearing throttle tube and the clean speed near pedal brake lever for way better modulation. But really consider those Carpax 5mm drop pegs. These indestructible stainless steel pegs actually lower your center of gravity. More importantly, they allow you to drive massive traction straight into the rear wheel when you drop your heels on a really tough climb. Which brings us to our final core component, Section 5, the ultimate traction systems, giving the beast its claws. This is kind of the eternal debate of hard enduro. How do you get absolute maximum grip on the trail without completely destroying your wheel rims in the process? So the crucial point is understanding what we call the stability paradox. See, extremely low tire pressure creates huge grip when you're crawling over slick rock and wet roots. The tire literally wraps around the obstacle. But that exact same low pressure makes the bike highly unstable and pretty dangerous at high speeds. Hard enduro riders obsess over specialized tire setups to safely combat this paradox. And here are your main weapons to solve it. First, a soft foam mousse insert, especially when you pair it with an ultra-sticky IRC JX8 gummy tire, offers true invincibility. It is 100% flat-proof. Now, if you want on-the-fly adjustability, the tubeless system is unmatched. It acts as a full 360-degree rim lock and lets you tune the pressure mid-ride. Plus, you can plug it like a car tire. Or there's the Lucioli 7mm tube with dual rim locks if you want a highly durable, simpler upgrade. Regardless of the system you end up choosing, this right here is the critical number, 3 to 8 psi. That is the absolute sweet spot for rear tire pressure. It allows that gummy tire carcass to physically mold and wrap around sharp rock ledges to just pull you up the mountain. Running pressures this low is mathematically impossible with standard inner tubes without risking an immediate pinch flat, which is exactly why these advanced systems are an absolute requirement, not just an optional upgrade. And there you have it, from the skeleton to the armor, the heart, the legs, and finally, the claws. You've methodically upgraded every vulnerability and engineered a genuinely indestructible machine. But it all builds to one final provocative question. Your monster is built, for sure, but are your skills actually ready to tame it? Because it's one thing to engineer the ultimate hard enduro weapon, and an entirely different challenge to ride it to its full potential. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Now go get out into the wild.